Trent's point of view. I tried to focus, really tried, but Jay's voice was a gentle hum that moved through me, wrapping itself around every last bit of self-control I had left. God, he looked good. Too good. His body had filled out over the years, solid and defined in a way that made my fingers twitch with restraint. Don't touch him. I told myself that at least 5 times already tonight. Still, it was hard not to notice the way Jay's forearms flexed when he talked, the curve of his neck, or how his lips parted slightly when he was deep in thought. Jay wasn't a kid anymore. That was undeniable. There was something sharpened about him now. His mind, his confidence, the way he held his gaze, and the way he talked about law. Shit, he was smart, thoughtful, passionate. Damn, he knew his stuff. Way more than I did at that age. And wasn't that the problem? His age. It clung to him like a shadow, especially with 30 creeping up fast. But Jay wasn't like most 19-year-olds. Hell, he was more put together than half the men I knew in their 30s. Sharp, confident, passionate, the whole damn package. And I wanted him. Not just that smoking hot body, though God knows that was part of it, but everything else too. The way his mind worked, the way he held his own in conversation. It had only been 30 minutes, but Jay had already managed to be smart, challenging, and just flirtatious enough to keep me off balance. I wasn't able to remember the last time someone had made me feel this thrown or this alive. But not only is he 19, still too young in my eyes, Jay's also my brother's best friend, and Mom loves him like a son. Too many red flags, and so damn beautiful. I leaned back, trying to put space between us, but it was useless. I was already too aware of Jay, of how close he was, how he smelled, how that dark look in his eyes wasn't boyish admiration anymore. It was desire, real, adult, intense. Has he ever even been kissed? That thought pulled at something deeper, a protective instinct, a curious ache. I'd known about Jay's crush for a while now, the lingering glances, the way Jay always seemed flustered around me. Kent had even mentioned it once, offhandedly in that blunt way only brothers could. He's into guys, you know, Kent had said, and into you probably. I had laughed it off back then, but now, sitting here inches from Jay, that laughter felt like a lie. It blindsided me. One of those quiet betrayals you don't see coming until it's already too late. Months ago, I was half distracted, scrolling through some obscure men's outdoor gear site, looking for thermal underwear for an upcoming camping trip. Harmless, routine, until it wasn't. The screen lit up with an image that hit me like a sucker punch. Jay. There he was, centered in a promo shot, stretched out in nothing but black briefs and sleeveless undershirt, his body angled just right, like he knew exactly what he was doing, like he knew the world would stop to look. Confident, casual, sinfully grown. For a breathless second, my mind short-circuited. The water I'd been sipping went down wrong, and I coughed hard, spraying the damn monitor like an idiot. But my eyes betrayed me. They lingered, devoured. God, he looked good. Too good. Heat flared low in my gut, sharp and undeniable, and with it came the crushing weight of guilt. What the hell was I doing? This was Jay, my little brother's best friend, 19, too young, off limits in every possible way. Disgusted with myself, I slammed the laptop shut, but it didn't stop the images from burning into my mind. It didn't stop the pull. I told myself it was the last time. It never was. Every visit back felt like crossing a line, but the thrill of it, the sheer wrongness, sank its claws in deep. Taboo never looked so tempting, and that scared me more than I wanted to admit. But just with his visuals on the screen, I could easily write off my attraction because he was hot. No more, and I'd never go further. But talking with him changed everything. He's impressive, brilliant and sharp-witted. His passion for law is real and I respect him. So now the pull was real, dangerous even. I was 16 years older. I knew better. And yet, I couldn't stop wanting him. Legally, he was an adult, I rationalized, and he was playing hard with his flirtation, meeting me halfway. But still, Jay's voice pulled me from my thoughts. Hey, mind grabbing me another beer? Yeah, sure. I stood too quickly, needing the distance, needing to breathe. But when I returned, I misstepped, half trip, half slide, and my hand landed on Jay's thigh. Firm, warm, goddamn electric. Sorry, I started, but Jay cut me off with a crooked smile. It's okay. I kind of like your touch. My breath hitched. Our eyes locked, burning, searching. Something cracked wide open between us. Willpower was of no use, replaced with a desire that was futile to resist, a taboo that I couldn't reason or avoid regardless of the cost. Is this okay? I asked, my voice low, trembling as I let my hand move further up his thigh, slow and deliberate. Jay didn't pull away, didn't flinch. The world seemed to still as our faces drew closer, lips brushing once, twice, then again, deeper, until our tongues met in a slow, hungry dance. I groaned into his mouth, lost in the heat, the feel, the taste of him. Jay reached for my hand, his fingers curling around mine, guiding it upward with a quiet confidence that made my pulse stumble. The warmth of him was undeniable, and for a moment I forgot how to breathe. A soft sound escaped him, barely more than a sigh, but it hit me hard, unraveling my composure. I muttered a curse under my breath, closing the space between us as if distance had suddenly become impossible. Then Jay returned the gesture, his hand planted firmly on my thigh with deliberate care, each inch setting off a ripple beneath my skin. My breath hitched. Instinctively, my other hand found its way beneath the hem of his t-shirt, fingers brushing against the warmth there. The simple contact was enough to make the world fall away. Everything else, reason, restraint, blurred at the edges as I felt myself being pulled deeper into the gravity of him. I felt myself about to sink completely into it. The sound of footsteps on the stairs cracked through the moment like lightning. Wood creaking, voices, Kent and my mother. Jay tore himself away, breathless, pulse wild. He jumped to the oversized armchair across the room, trying to compose himself, trying to look normal. He straightened his shirt, wide-eyed and flushed. Jay! Mom beamed as she entered, her warmth filling the room. Sorry we're late, sweetie. Jay stood quickly. Oh, no. It's totally fine. I was just about to, I have to run. Some stuff I have to do. I mean, not urgent, but yeah, I should go. I winced at Jay's stumble of words while Kent watched, biting his lip to keep from laughing. His knowing glance flicked between the two of us. Jay made his exit in a hurry, muttering a final goodbye before disappearing out the door. While I sat rigid, still burning from Jay's touch, still tasting him on his lips. I'd seen the way he looked at me. Thought I could ignore it. Hell, I tried to ignore it. I kept my distance. Told myself it was harmless. A phase. But seeing him like that, so damn sure of himself, body on full display, it tore right through every line I'd drawn. I'd like to believe I had more self-control than this. I'd like to believe I was a better man. But here I was, heart hammering, stomach churning, thinking things I shouldn't, wanting things I couldn't. Because this wasn't just about age. This was Jay, my brother's best friend, family in every way that mattered. If I crossed that line, there'd be no coming back. And yet, the thought of walking away from him, pretending none of this existed, felt unbearable. If you enjoyed this episode of His Taboo, I invite you to check out my debut M/M romance novella, The Unintended Escort, Available on Amazon, or download the first 2 chapters for free. Yes, I said free. Just tap on the link in the description below. If you love BL stories with emotional tension, humor, and 2 characters who absolutely did not plan to fall for each other, this is for you. It starts with a mistaken identity and one unexpected weekend that changes everything. And yes, the heat level is definitely not for the shy. Thanks for watching.